Here's another James Strickland bench day. Here he is with 585, good solid pause. Nailed the first rep like it was 315 and smoked the second one. This is an RP, probably an 8.5, meaning he for sure had one rep in the tank, maybe close to two. So next, we're moving on from there to the isometric bench press. So what he does, he's going about 1.5 inches from lockout there, and he puts maximal force into the pins. So these are as useless as tits on a bullfrog if you don't put maximum force in the pins. You want to push that as hard as you can. You want to try to break that rack. If you're not giving 100%, it's doing nothing for you. Okay, well anyways, he's pushing as hard as he can for 6 seconds, then immediately follows that with a compensatory acceleration set with 495. So he said it's going to make it, when you do that, it makes the weight feel more explosive. So he hits it, boom, 6 seconds, goes on the compensatory acceleration set. He's resting 3 minutes between each. So if you call it, it's kind of like a PAP effect. So basically what happens is by that maximal contraction first, it's going to make you more effectively recruit the biggest, strongest motor units to get the job done, so you can lift the weight with more force and faster. So next, so he did that for 585 for a double, and then he did 3 sets of each there with the isometric, followed by the compensatory acceleration set, back and forth, 3 sets each, so for 6 total sets. Let's call it an isometric cat contrast. And this is going to be huge for bringing James's bench up. They really expedite strength very quickly, especially if someone's very strong, you take a layoff. They help you get to that world class or your maximal level really quickly. Okay, so next we're on to the incline chest supported dumbbell rows. He goes up to 100 pounds here in each hand for 5 sets of 5, drawing out a 5-second eccentric because not only, obviously the eccentric part of the lift for most people never gets overloaded. So this is a great way to get way more work done, prolong time under tension, etc. So it's a great overload method. So anyways, James had tried the 585 earlier in the week, and he assured me it was a very off day. He only hit it for 1 rep and it looked pretty bad. So he came back and he assured me nothing was wrong, came back, smoked it. We have all those kind of days, but he definitely was smart and not trying to push it that day and take it to the level of getting hurt, because that, a lot of people do that. So now we're on the dips here. Just getting a good pause at the top. Lighter today, 80 pounds for 2 sets of 8. We're taking these easy. We're going to jack these up again though, so don't worry about that. And James is not only a very ballsy lifter, he's a very smart lifter too. 2 sets here, 8 reps. I apologize. The dogs are getting pretty excited. I think I see a squirrel in the backyard or something. Good full range of motion. Pausing 1 second at the top. So we want to take these to the upper arms parallel to the floor. And dumbbell pause 4 fries. These are one of the favorite chest builders. Have worked great for James. So he's going 45 pounds for 15 reps for 3 sets. So this gives a great pump. When he pauses the bottom, it breaks up that eccentric, concentric chain. Pause, go, stop about 4 inches apart to keep the tension on the pecs, like we've talked about many times before. And looking great here. We're gonna one of these days get James up here to this area, to the DFW, and get some more filming with him. Looking very good here. Okay, good pause, stops. I think he's gonna be a really good carryover too at the meet, not only because we're gonna have, as you can see, we've gone from an off season here, so starting to convert this to maximal strength to be displayed on the field of play, or I guess in powerlifting we should say the platform. But you're gonna see what's gonna happen here. Plus, not the in lieu of sounding mean-spirited, let's look around at the gym here. It doesn't exactly look like the most hardcore atmosphere. So that's obviously going to play a role too, is when he gets into that environment. So I'm really, really, really excited to see what James does here. And these videos have seemed to be some of our more popular videos. People really like to watch James doing a great job here, building that chest. Good contraction. And remember, when you do these, I know it sounds like a broken record, but You guys want to keep your elbow angle the same. So what that means is when you start the movement, say you're about 15 degrees shy of lockout, and it remains that way through the whole movement. So it wouldn't matter if it's what kind of fly it is. So when even if you're doing like a way bent arm fly, short range of motion, and you're bending your arms 35 degrees, you would still want to maintain that throughout. If you're bending it 3 degrees, you still want to maintain it that out, because when you start, otherwise you start doing it more of a press or extension, which is, a bastardized one at that, which is fine if that's what you're trying to do. I don't really use that movement, but you got to, so that's why the good thing about the floors is making sure you're in that same range of motion and you're actually overloading the fly movement, not doing a bastardized press or extension. So now we go to a triceps extension. I got these from my good friend Joe Giandonato. He's out of Philadelphia. He was a great researcher over at Drexel University in Philadelphia. Now he's in the private sector, I'm sure, making the big bucks and kicking ass. I haven't talked to him in probably 6 months. I need to give him a call. But anyways, okay, so here we go. He's going, so basically with this movement is, you go, watch again. So you go sort of a close grip bench press with the neutral grip, tricep extension to the side of the head by the ears, or like right with the forehead in between there. Next, followed by a pullover behind your head, tricep extension. So all three of those movements is 1 rep. So here James is going 45 pounds, and he's doing 8, 7, 6. So really that's 24, 21, 18. For James, as strong as his triceps have gotten, this is pretty easy for him. He rated it, when he gave me his feedback, he rated it an RP of 6, meaning that it really had no training effect in his mind. It was more like a warm-up, but basically this is where we finished off last time. So I can see his triceps have gotten a hell of a lot stronger. I'm very happy about that. As always, all we ever ask in return for these videos is to make sure you are subscribed, make sure you like them, and make sure you share them, because we want to bring you guys the best content out there. We are not in this to get views. We are in this to get the best content. So please share it, because we want to get the best content, the most popular, not do goofy things. And James had a great workout here. The heart of a champion. And, we're not squatting heavy for a meet, but he is capable of heavy squats. We'll talk about another time.